Wake up, Jacob. Israelite Prepper here. I just want to pop in real quick and just share some thoughts on something. I was just thinking about, polygyny and common law marriage and cohabitation. So for those of us who are in the faith and who plan on, I should say, growing their tribe and building their family, a couple things to consider, especially if you're considering relocating or you may currently be in a particular state. A couple things you may want to look up on is the cohabitation laws, and you want to look up common law marriage states, or states that recognize common law marriage. A couple things that you want to know with cohabitation laws, you want to look, and let's see here, look up something here for cohabitation. Let's see here. There it is. Okay, I'm just a short clip here. Two states like Mississippi and Michigan have laws on their books against cohabitation by opposite sex couples. Anti-cohabitation laws are often not enforced, although until recently cohabitations were regularly being charged with misdemeanors in Florida. Okay, shalom, brother Rayner. So we want to look at the cohabitation laws. Let me look right here. Say what is unlawful cohabitation? According to Bevere Law Dictionary, the judicial definition of wrongful cohabitation is the state or act of two individuals, man and woman, who are not married but living together in the same dwelling and behaving as spouses. The word cohabitation means to live together. Okay, so if you live together, so you gotta look at some of the cohabitation laws. Some of them are friendly, some of them are not. Some places where you some states are against cohabitating, and some states recognize like common law marriage after you're together for so long. In some cases, like 10 years. If you're together 10 years and hold yourself out to be married, the state recognize you as common law marriage. Sometimes it doesn't carry over to new states, but sometimes it does. You have to look at your state, the current state you're in, and if you're planning on moving, you need to check it out in the state you're going to, where you're relocating to. So you want to look at those things, especially those of us who are in the faith. The other thing is that you also want to you may want to keep a low profile too, as well. You don't want to just advertise so much. Hey, look at me, I got 15 wives, and we have to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You really want to just live in peace as much as you can, because enough trouble is going to come our way, period, with this entire awakening, this everything that's coming down. Things are starting to get shook up in our faith, and we just need to be careful. I'm not going to stop anybody from growing their family and being the patriarchs that they're designed to be. I just want everyone to be wise in what they're doing, which also includes mate selection, right? So if you and everyone can make a mistake, but if you shalom Grant Hill, how's it going? Everything's good right now. Just want to talk a little bit about cohabitation laws and common law. And I was looking up something else with common law, and this is just cursory search real quick on some of that. Let me see, common law. All right, so definitive legislation in states that permit domestic common law marriage. So this is some: Colorado, District of Columbia, Ohio, Kansas, Montana, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Texas. They all recognize common law. Let me see if there's any other ones here. Okay. Law, marriage after the fact for limited purposes. It is arguably the original form of marriage in which a couple took up residency together, held themselves out to the world as a married couple, and otherwise behaved as a married couple. It has been gradually abolished in Western states since the 16th century. Okay, and then of course we have the advent of the marriage license and all that. So we gotta keep that in mind. So it could help. It could affect what you're doing, especially if you're trying to extend your family. So see how that's going to affect you, because it can we can get caught up in certain things. So you got to be really, really careful. Yeah, the Ozarks are the perfect place. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great place. So, you know, go back to mate selection. Make sure the person that you are, you know, you're going to marry, you know, is of the faith. Give them some time to assimilate, some time to, you know, submit to you, some time to adapt to how you are, and to be in the faith, walk in the faith. Test them out for a while. You know, if they're super impatient, you know, hey, you know, that gives you some information. Because that's important. You know, mate selection, that's important. There's no perfect science to it, but you got to be in one accord. You know, if the family is going to stand or whatever, you got to be in one accord. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that while they're in the faith, they understand, the women, they understand that it's your child. This is your tribe that you're bringing up. This is your child. People, you know, those who are coming out of the Christian faith, you know, it's you know, it's an hour, you know, and of course they're the mother of the child too, but you get what I'm saying. You know, you're trying to bring up a righteous seed, you're trying to keep your family together, and you don't want what the world has, or you don't want a Christian woman who feel, oh, when as soon as she's upset with you, she's going to take your child, because that's what we have right now, which ought not be so when it comes to the faith. Okay, so we got to be careful in that. Okay, and that's hard. You know, that's hard. It's risky. I understand. You know, but I'm just saying we want to keep that in mind. And you don't want, because you don't want someone to come in and just mess up your whole program. So before you go out, guys, before you go out there and you relocate, check on some things. I did another video a while back, and I was like 7 things to look for, 10 things or something like that, with permits and water and gun laws and things like that, you know. And then I just wanted to kind of add this, you know, sort of like an addendum. I just want to add this, that you want to check out common law states and cohabitation laws and see if they're going to work for you or against you. Like that, because if you're in common law, for instance, if you were in, now we're in the faith, let's say you were just a Christian couple and you never really got married for whatever reason, and after so long, depending on the state you're in, all of a sudden you were in common law, okay, and she could still get all your stuff, okay, she could still get, because you common law recognize, you know. So it's just an example. So just keep that in mind, guys, and just be careful. You know, keep in mind, you still want to look at gun laws, you still want to look at permits and stuff like that. You still want to look at, you know, an area that's going to be conducive to the lifestyle that you're trying to lead, with as few hindrances as possible, okay? As few hindrances as possible. So look into those things, guys. I just wanted to, you know, drop that on you. Me and a brother, actually, me and M4 Johnny were talking about that for a while. We spoke over an hour, and we were just talking about, you know, the things to look out for. So I wanted to build and share some of that that information. You know, wise brother, he thinks about a lot of things. He considers things at different angles and stuff like that. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. But definitely look at those things. Look at, you know, consider mate selection, because we're talking about building your family, building your tribe. Look at mate selection. Make sure she's of the faith. Give yourself a little bit of time. Make sure she can assimilate, and, you know, and submit. That way you're in one accord on one page, okay? She understands that you're trying to build a tribe. These are your children, and you're trying to bring up righteous seed, and she is a participant in that. She's a, you know, pivotal part in that, and she plays a big role. And she wants what you want, okay? That's where the assimilation comes in. And then wherever you relocate, even if you're staying put, make sure where you are, you understand the law and that it's working for you and not against you. Or look at where you're going. Make sure the laws and everything is going to work for you and not against you. You know, the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. You know, you want to build a homestead and bring up a tribe and all that. So understand that, and then proceed after that. So just want to let Israel know, let the Hebrew men know, just give you guys something to think about. In other words, food for thought. But let's talk about it. Let's start that conversation. Get in the comment section below after this video. Get in the comment section below, and hey, we can edify one another. All the things that, you know, we need to think about. I mean, we talked about, you know, water, and, you know, and the weather, being able to grow food, things like that. We talked about not having so many restrictions or permits and things like that. We talked about the gun laws, talk about the marriage laws, things like that. If there's anything else that you guys just want to put out there on the table, put it in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Wake up, Jacob. This is Israelite Prepper. See you on the next one.